Welcome to Something Extra, a show that was created for you to learn more about Down syndrome in your community. I am your host, Maria Sivertson. On today's show, you will meet our new staff member, Cori Thomas, and one of our rockstar volunteers, Heather Bowers. Welcome to Something Extra. I'm here today with Cori Thomas. She is DSANEO's new Parent Support Coordinator. I always have to say it slowly. So Cori, can you tell us, how did you get connected with DSANEO?
Well, when I was pregnant with my daughter, Faith, who has Down syndrome, I was about 13 weeks pregnant. And I went in for my regular checkups, and they asked us if we wanted to do some prenatal screening. And selfishly, I just really wanted to know if I was having a boy or a girl.
That's how I was.
I know. I'm such a planner.
Yeah, me too.
So it was just kind of a, sure, yeah. And I really just wanted to know, because I wanted to know if I needed to buy girl things or boy things. It had been 10 years since I had a baby, so I was going to be needing a lot of stuff. So when we did get the phone call from a nurse, and they explained to us some of the results, she did say that the likelihood was high that our daughter would be born with Down syndrome. At the time, she didn't say daughter, but your baby. And I remember just kind of, feeling kind of numb, I guess, in that moment. And the nurse asked me if I had known anything about Down syndrome, and I did have some experience.
What was that?
I used to teach figure skating. I grew up figure skating in Lakewood, Ohio, and for a lot of years I taught Special Olympics. I was there so much at the ice skating rink, and that was just something that a lot of the kids did for some volunteer work, and I absolutely loved it. So I did have some experience as a young person with children and teens too. With Down syndrome. So yeah, I answered her and told her that was, I had some experience, and I remember kind of just maybe not really even listening to a lot of anything she was saying after that. But then it struck me, like at the end of our conversation, she never told me if I was having a boy or a girl. And then I was like, I know, and I'm like, wait. I said, is it a boy or a girl? And she told me it was a girl, and I was so excited because I'm kind of a girl mom, and you're a girl mom.
Yeah. So you have two other girls.
I do. I have twin 16-year-olds, Paige and Elise, and then our youngest, Faith, is 6. And so once we knew the likelihood was high, I decided to kind of privately get some research and look for information, and that's how I came upon, at the time it was Upside of Downs, now DSANEO, and got some information through the website, and I reached out to their new parent coordinator at the time, Lori Kowalski, and we just kind of had a private conversation for a little while, back and forth, and she sent me a lot of great research and books and things that I could take a look at, because it did feel a little bit like being in limbo without an official diagnosis. It was just a high likelihood because it's a screening, not a diagnosis. So I really wasn't ready to do much more other than just kind of have some contact with Lori throughout my pregnancy. And then afterwards, when Faith was born, I did get, an official diagnosis within a week or so, and then I was ready to, move forward with our journey with Faith and become more involved, and started attending some events with DSANEO and some social outings, and that's kind of how we became a part of the DSANEO family.
We're so glad you're part of it. So the opportunity came up for this position. Why did you want to work for us?
Well, I was in sales and marketing and finance for about 17 years in the auto industry. So way different than what I'm doing now, right? And it was a great career. I enjoyed it very, very much. And when I had Faith, I had a traditional maternity leave, and I went back to work probably a little less than 2 years. And I knew once I was back that I just wasn't as happy doing what I was doing, and I wanted to do something different. And she needed some more attention. So we just kind of made the family decision for me to take a step back from my career and just kind of give my family some more time, because everybody kind of needed more of me at the time. So we were fortunate enough to be able to do that. And little did we know COVID was coming, so I really needed to be home, right?
Yeah.
So it was right about that time. And so I spent, a good 3 years home, giving everything I had to my family, and it was a good time. I've always wanted to do that ever since I was a mom, to be able to take some time and not work. But I always knew in the back of my mind that I wanted to go back to doing something one day, and the plan was to do something once Faith was back in school full-time in kindergarten. So once that started approaching and I started thinking about some of the things I would like to do, I really did not know what it was going to look like. I knew that, a few years into being Faith's mom, that I enjoyed helping other people understand things about Down syndrome. I did feel kind of a passion for showing people her life and what it's like. Yeah.
Educating, the community.
It just felt, it was fulfilling for me to show people, what she's like and what she's not like, because a lot of people just don't know or don't have a lot of exposure. So as I started thinking about all the different things I could do, I just literally one day opened my email and got the mass email that this position was needing to be filled. And it was just kind of not even I didn't even think twice about it, honestly. It just, my heart kind of skipped a beat and thought, wow, this would be perfect for me. It was extremely exciting at the time because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But when I read what they were looking for, I was just...
That's me.
Yeah, I wanted to do it so badly, and that's why I applied.
So what exactly is your position about? So you're the initial contact for new families.
Yeah, I'm most of the time their first call when they reach out and want to speak with somebody or spend time with somebody that has a child with Down syndrome that is kind of close in proximity to the scenario that they're going through. So, I'm only 6 years in, Faith is 6, so a lot of the early days are fresh in my mind. So parents will reach out in a lot of different ways, and everyone is different. Every family is unique in what it is that they're looking for. It might just be somebody to listen, somebody to answer some questions, or could you give me some information, that might be medical. We don't give medical advice, but we can definitely connect them with resources to help, give them knowledge and understanding of their diagnosis.
Yeah, navigating those first, like once you receive the diagnosis too, is very important.
Yes,
lots of
it
things
is.
going
There's
on.
a lot going on, and a lot of emotions and feelings, and people are sorting through it.
So how do you support these families?
So we meet in person, one-on-one. I'll get together with sometimes moms that are prenatal, and they have a diagnosis, and I'll get together, meet them in their hometowns, and we'll get coffee, or I might meet a family at their home, and we can talk and give them resources. We have a lot of other parents we can connect them with. We have a parent mentor program. We have trained parent mentors that we can connect families with that may have similar stories or similar, ways that they found out about their diagnosis, and we can connect them based on those similarities if they want to. It really, truly is up to the family to guide, what type of support they need. So a lot of what I do is just listening, listening and finding
and you know
out.
what? Sometimes that's what they need.
Yes, yes. So it's not, there's no elaborate like plan that I have when I meet a new family. It's just, you just build relationships with people and try to help them, you know, calm their nerves and maybe ease the path that's a little bit complicated at first if you don't have a buddy next to you that can say, this is what we did and here are your options, because there's a lot. There's a lot to offer people that's out there. And you may or may not know that unless somebody has, you know, experienced it and can share that with you. So.
Yeah, it's good to relate to somebody. I mean, you said you had Faith, and that she's 6 years old now.
Yes.
So you're able to relate. Like, tell us about Faith.
Oh gosh, Faith is
she's
like,
adorable. First of all,
thank you, thank you. We always call her our little rainbow. I mean, she was a rainbow for Halloween. She loves rainbows. She has just flipped the script on our family, honestly. She's brought so much joy, so much change, but in a good way, change that we didn't know we needed. Just so many surprises have come, you know, with her entering our family and changing the dynamic. And at first, I'll be honest, I was worried. I was worried that it would change the dynamic, and I was worried about change. And I realized, you know, really early on that was kind of not something that you needed to worry about, because we just were able to adapt and kind of learn a new way of life that we love. She loves music, she loves dancing, she loves people. Her kindergarten year has just been a fabulous start. She's loving it, absolutely loving it. And that was also a hurdle that was hard for me as it got closer and closer to think that she would be in kindergarten all day. We have spent so much time together, and I was worried about that, and I don't have a worry in the world. I mean, she just absolutely loves her school, and they're fantastic with her. So it's fun to watch her thrive and be with other kids. So we're loving that she's in school, and I'm so relieved that she loves being in school, because I would say that my twins, I remember they were the kids that were like hanging on my leg when you would drop them off crying, and I would be like, oh my gosh, is this ever gonna go away? And Faith is the opposite. Yeah. She is ready to go.
Bye,
right.
See you later.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is funny. They're all different.
But were there any challenges, you know, with Faith?
Yeah, you know, I think with any child, you know, there are going to be challenges, and she's had some medical setbacks that we've had to overcome. And I'd really, at first, you know, sometimes they feel like big problems at the time, and they can be overwhelming. But we just handle them one at a time. We have great doctors, great medical care. And we've always been able to kind of get through whatever the challenges that we've had with her, just like we have with my other children. So I don't feel like that has been different. You don't have a crystal ball, you know, you don't know what's coming, and you just try to be as prepared as you can and listen and hope that you have, you know, the right medical professionals to help them, which I always feel like we've had. We've been very fortunate. I love all of her doctors. But yeah, Faith's been healthy and happy, and not every day is wonderful though. I mean, we do have hard days. We have days that feel like a lot, and they are not going to be, you know, sunshine and rainbows every day. But it's not like that with my other children either. Right. So I do feel like there's a bit of a balance that you end up realizing over time as you kind of get a little bit farther in the journey with dealing with a child and having extra things that you need to deal with.
So how has it impacted your family, like your two older girls?
Well, you know, we're busy. We are really busy.
But they have a good relationship with Faith. Yeah.
Yes. We just, I don't know, they're just best friends. I mean, they are so accepting of their sister, but in a really natural way. You know, we talk a lot about inclusion and acceptance, and there's something about a sibling that is just so magical. I'm sure you see it with your girls too, and it's almost hard to explain, right?
Yes.
It's difficult to put into words.
I mean, because I'm a parent mentor, and that's one of the questions I get asked is, how did the siblings, the sisters, bond like that, like they are, and I said, it just happened naturally.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a beautiful thing to be a witness to, and other people recognize it even outside of our family. Their bond is just special. It's different. They're very protective of her, but they're very proud of her. And I saw it like early on, like, so they were probably in 6th grade. They were already starting to advocate and didn't really even realize it, teaching their friends,
Like I said, it just happened naturally.
Yeah, they're teaching their friends about their sister. So it's just fun to watch and be a part of, because this is our future. I mean, this is how our kids are going to be accepted into this world by our young people. And the siblings, I always call them, they're superheroes.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. So you mentioned that your family has attended some DSANEO programs.
Yes.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh gosh, so anytime we can get together with the group is fun. I know schedules are busy and it's hard, to make it to all of the events, but I always leave them feeling like, gosh, we are so lucky.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to have this community and these opportunities to be together and be comfortable. And just be ourselves.
Just meeting other people that are going through the same journey.
It's just it's a comforting piece to have, and it envelops your entire family. It's not just, you and your child with Down syndrome. It's the whole family is welcomed into the community. So I love going to all the events, but I really, truly, truly loved when we went to see Frozen. Faith is a huge Frozen fan. I told you this. I was thinking at this point that, she'd be phasing out of Frozen, but I'm pretty sure it's here to stay forever.
I still love Frozen.
And I heard there's a 3rd one coming out, so yeah, this will stay alive for a long time, I'm sure. So no, it was just a really fun event. I remember having a moment sitting there thinking, early on when I was a young new mom to Faith, I didn't know what our future was going to be like, and I had so many questions, and I still do. You don't know, but I just remember thinking, will we do things as a family like we do now, or will things be harder, and will we not be able to do those things? And that was just a reminder, here we are at Playhouse Square. It's an iconic place. I grew up going there as a little kid, and I'm there with my family enjoying an amazing musical, and everything just felt, normal, like it was supposed to be. And then getting to be there amongst your community of families, all enjoying that on that same day. It was just really special for us.
Well, I'm so glad you shared your story with us today, Cori. Where can someone contact you if they receive a diagnosis or have any questions about becoming a new parent or our organization?
Yeah, so you can find all of our information on our website, Down Syndrome Association of Northeast Ohio. There will be all my contact information, how to email, phone. We're doing a lot of medical outreach, so we're getting more and more families that hear about us, through their OBGYN, pediatricians, social media, friends. So that is the best place to send an email, phone call, and it's wonderful information on the website as well.
Thank you. We'll be right back with one of our rockstar volunteers. Welcome back to Something Extra. I am here with Heather Bowers, one of our rockstar volunteers.
I wish you
Why
wouldn't
are you
use that.
shaking your head? But you are, Heather. So let's tell the audience, how did you first get connected to DSANEO?
Sure. So I have a second cousin that's just a year older than I am. And so we grew up together. I remember going to her house to play, meeting up at her grandmother's house. And like, I didn't think she was anything different. She was just another playmate. Fast forward several decades later, in 2017, my second cousin Cheryl was invited along with her dance company to participate in the Special Olympics in Austria. And my parents and I wanted to go and just to support her. So we went and spent the time hanging out with her and her friends and had so much fun. Not to mention they won the bronze medal. So
That's awesome.
it was exciting. But I just, like, there was just something special about her and her friends. It just intrigued me. It was probably about a year after that, I went to a talent show that Cheryl was in and recognized, like, I think I want to get involved. I want to do something. And even though she was out in Lake County and it wasn't as close to where I was living, there was something pulling on my heart that wanted to get involved in an organization like the one Cheryl was involved in. And so I simply Googled Down syndrome organizations and found one close to home, like minutes from home, that I had no idea existed. So that's how I got.
That was us.
It was, yeah, it was DSANEO, and that's how I got involved.
So, why did you get involved? Like, what was the benefit for you?
You know, I knew how much both Cheryl and her parents benefited from an organization like DSANEO, and I knew that friendships were involved and like the activities that she was involved in and just the benefit to her parents and to her. Like, I wanted to be part of something like that, even if it was a small part.
Making a difference.
Making a difference, exactly.
And so how long have you volunteered for our organization?
I think I started in 2019. Yeah.
What was that?
The Buddy Walk.
The Buddy Walk.
Yeah, it was the Buddy Walk. I, looked on the website, scheduled my time slot for, I don't know what I was doing, maybe like registration or T-shirt pickup,
something. Yeah.
But I remember like helping that day, and like my time slot was done, and I was thinking, I could have done more.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know anyone, I didn't really meet anyone, and I remember thinking, well, that was a lot of fun. But I wanted more. So when an email came out like a month or two later asking for members to join the committee for the holiday party, I signed up. So I figured if I wanted to get involved, this is going to be the way to do it.
So that was the first committee you joined?
Yes,
was
it
the
was
holiday
like
party?
The holiday party, probably like in 2019. Yeah.
And what did you do for the holiday party?
Oh, so many little things. I mean, helping the rest of the committee members with ideas for the event.
So there was committee meetings that you started
yes,
attending?
committee meetings,
yeah, okay.
and like once a month. So not a big, strenuous involvement, but prepping for the event. I think I cut out like some type of material for a craft. I've helped bake cookies, but it was super low key and manageable. The event itself was so much fun, and I got to meet some of the parents and some of the individuals with Down syndrome, meet the staff and the other volunteers. I had a great time.
Once you become a volunteer, you're just like part of our family.
It feels that way. Like it feels like I'm volunteering with friends, and that's the best way to volunteer. Like you're not alone. Like once you get to know one or two people, you see them frequently, and it's just like reconnecting. And that time never passed.
And then meeting the families as well and the individuals with Down syndrome.
Yeah, it's so special. I really enjoy it.
So after the holiday party, you moved on to our Sunburst Gala.
Yes,
joined the committee there.
Yeah.
What is it about what is it about these events that keep you coming back?
I think one, I like to volunteer. I know that I can make a difference, even if it's just an extra set of hands by helping to set up, helping to clean up, or doing whatever might be needed during the event. Like, I can do that while others are focusing on main things, and knowing that it's helping the staff or helping the other volunteers. Plus, meeting people has been so great. I feel like I've been able to connect with a couple of families and the individuals with Down syndrome, and like they recognize me, they give me a hug, and it just makes me feel like so good. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, with the Sunburst Gala, like that is just, it like takes up the buddy walk and the holiday party up several notches, just because it's in a very elegant venue. People dress like to the nines, and it's so classy. And I enjoy just seeing like the individuals with Down syndrome just feel that sense of pride, and that event is about them, and they look gorgeous and handsome. Like, just being able to be there that night, either to help set up or run a raffle, help people check in, like just being in the atmosphere is fun.
Well, we're celebrating Down syndrome that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of our adults with Down syndrome are, that's their night. That's the night they attend, and it's just a whole different atmosphere than our other events.
Absolutely, and they shine like on their faces and what they're wearing. Everything about them it's just such a wonderful, warm evening.
And our Sunburst Gala is coming up on February 24th. Let me get that right. This year. So, and you will be volunteering for that as well.
I will be. Yep.
And what do you enjoy most about volunteering for the Sunburst Gala?
I think whether it's the gala or even the buddy walk or holiday party, like I think just knowing that like I can do minimum things that are going to make a difference. And it's being able to know that I play a small part in what the organization itself is doing, to bring, support, friendships, resources, programs to the families and individuals with Down syndrome. That's why I wanted to get involved. I knew it was going to be a support network for so many, and being able to do the little behind the scenes things is what makes it special. And getting to know the families, getting to know the individuals with Down syndrome, the staff. It's like just a natural part of my time is volunteering with the DSANEO.
Well, we're so glad to have you.
It's my pleasure.
I'm still always going to call you one of our rockstar volunteers, Heather.
Just not in front of anybody, okay?
Well, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And we'll see you at the next event.
Yes, sounds good.
Thanks for joining us.